So hey, what's up guys? The best movies of the year. This is the list I will look forward to all year. I guess doing the worst movies is fun because you get to crap on movies. It's kind of good to let out a little bit of anger, but this is what I live for. Movies like this fill me up inside with joy and make me feel good. That's where they're on this list. Number 10. Got Beauty and the Beast. I thought this movie was great. The thing about it is that I just couldn't stop thinking about this movie. I mean, you can argue technically that it's not. This is a favorites list. Just let me precedent by saying that. I have a poster in my dorm room of Beauty and the Beast, of the new movie. This movie made me feel good. That's why it is. It was a well-done adaptation of the original. In a lot of ways, I think it's better, but I'm not going to get into that. I had a review on it. You should go check it out. You should also check out this movie because it's just fun and it's whimsical and the CGI is amazing and the music is great. And I just really want to go to wherever the hell that castle is and just live there and sing songs with Lumiere. Number 9, Brawl in Cell Block 99. This is such a great character piece. It's Vince Vaughn's best performance that I've seen. It's so well done in that aspect. It really just digs deep down into his character, and it really shows what he will go through for his family. And it's really dark and it's really gritty, and I can understand why people wouldn't want to watch this thing constantly because it does take a toll on you. It's got a lot of emotion wrapped up into it, and it kind of takes some effort for you to watch it. But it drives the point so hard, and it does it so well, and even though it's really just a dark and gritty movie, you can still appreciate the emotion and the character of Vince Vaughn. Number 8. It was such a great portrayal of Caesar the Ape. It really dug deep down into his character, and it did have some battle scenes, still keep you enticed, but it really followed his character and like the moral stuff that he was getting into, and then also with the moral stuff of Woody Harrelson's character, because Woody Harrelson was also in this movie, and he wasn't in a lot of it, but he was an important role, and you can definitely see his perspective, even though he's technically the villain, and you got to look at it from that point. That's kind of the messy thing with these Apes movies, is how you can definitely see the difference with like how each character views it, and you can be like, I get it. Number 7, Battle of the Sexes. So I'm a sucker for Emma Stone, honestly. She's such a great actress, legitimately too, and I like biopics too. This movie is about a tennis match with a former tennis player, Bobby Riggs. At the time of when he played this match with Billie Jean King, he was in his 50s, and it was kind of that the whole point was that a woman could beat a man, and that's what he did win that spectacle for that. Emma Stone's portrayal of it was so brilliant, and Steve Carell's portrayal of Bobby. And then you also see Emma Stone and the emotional stuff that she's going through, and like all of the social stuff that she has to deal with because she's a famous figure, and she's got stuff that's hidden, which by the trailer you know that she's actually gay. So Emma Stone really portrays that character well. Number 6, SpiderMan Homecoming. This was a fun action movie. It's the best portrayal of Spider-Man ever. Screw Alex and his Tobey Maguire, because Tobey Maguire sucks. Actually, I really don't like Tobey Maguire. He's kind of an awkward actor, and I think it ruins the Spider-Mans. I don't appreciate the first one, and I haven't seen 2 and 3 in a long time. So they portray the kind of in-between with it because like there's Spider-Man, and then there's Peter Parker, and the problem is that they both mold into each other because Spider-Man's kind of the cool, quick-talking kind of guy, but Peter Parker's the nerd, and Tobey Maguire kind of played that part well, but he couldn't play the other part well, and that was the problem. But Tom Holland has the best of both worlds, and the action scenes were great. It was a fantastic Marvel movie.
Number 5.
But The Big Sick. This movie's funny, and I have trouble with comedies nowadays. I'm sure I've talked about this before, but I've had trouble with comedies nowadays because I really don't like the style of humor. But this one it's well done, and it's humor that I can appreciate. It's got really great emotional storytelling. It's actually this guy's story. It is legitimately the actor who plays this guy. It's his story. And he's a kind of a famous comedian now. He plays that part pretty well. What the movie is about is he's got this relationship with a girl, but he can't really reveal too much about himself, and he can't tell his family about it because his family would disown him because they're a very traditional Indian family. It has the potential to become one of my favorite comedies because of how well done that was. Number 4. This should be the performance of the year. Split. James McAvoy, he went all in on this character. He had to play multiple characters in order to make it work, and he played it so well, but it still had that essence of him. He didn't morph completely, but it's just like one person, multiple different people attached to the same body, and that's basically the premise of the movie. And that's the important part about it. And he plays that so well. A really great superhero movie, especially a grounded one. And the ending is amazing. And the twist is... Anya Taylor-Joy, she was great as the main girl in it. It was just a fantastic movie.
Number 3.
WinDriver. This is a very grounded and kind of really grounded movie. I don't know how many people are going to like it because it's a harsh movie. It's an excellent character portrayal though. Jeremy Renner, and the actress, I can't remember her name, but a hunter who works for an Indian reservation working with an FBI agent on a case that takes place in an Indian reservation, and there's not a lot of action, but the way they did it was great. It was fantastic. Jeremy Renner really portrays his character. He's a great actor. He's underrated. And his co-lead was also great. And, dealing with Jeremy Renner's story because he has a kid and an ex-wife and all of that, he just really sells it. And it's also well shot. Don't get me wrong about that one. It was a well-shot movie because a lot of it takes place in the snow and in the mountains and stuff like that. And they have some beautiful scenes. So my number 2, this is one of the best superhero movies I've seen. It's very grounded. And that, especially for the X-Men, it's definitely the best X-Men movie because it's very grounded. It's R-rated, but it doesn't go into the R-rated comedy like Deadpool did. Brutal, but there aren't a ton of it. It's like not oversaturated with the brutalness. They just use it so expertly, and they really dig deep into his character. For like the first time, they really portray it, really go into deep to who the Wolverine is with the action, and Daphne Keane, who plays X-23, and also Charles Xavier. All 3 of those characters, because Daphne King is a young girl who she's got powers, but she doesn't necessarily know how to use it. And then you got Charles Xavier, who's fallen apart. He doesn't necessarily know how to completely use his powers anymore because he's getting old. And that's definitely being portrayed. And I thought that was great. All around this movie, it's definitely the best X-Men movie. And this could potentially be one of my top favorite superhero movies. It was so well done. Here's my best movie of 2017. Here we go. That movie is Blade Runner 2049. I don't give movies A+ lightly. You will very rarely see me give A+. Maybe as I start seeing more movies in a year, you will see more frequently. But this movie deserved an A+. It was better than the original Blade Runner. It really was. Ryan Gosling's portrayal of Kay was fantastic. It really toyed with that thing where he's not human because his character isn't human, and like his feelings and how difficult it is, and this world is hypersexualized. As the people I saw this movie with, you should definitely check out my review for that because I did a review on it. But it's very hypersexualized, and that kind of plays into it that everything's just fake. And that's, you know, that's kind of something that his character deals with, even though he's not real. This movie is so excellently shot. And the CGI, it isn't oversaturated, but it's used so well. And it's got magnificent shots. And the other characters do well, like Harrison Ford, he's also in this movie. I like Dave Bautista's like 3 minutes. So that's it. Please like, comment what you thought of this video, comment what you thought of those movies. Hopefully you loved them. Just subscribe. It's been one heck of a year in movies. See you guys later. B-Dog out.